Hey there, great day to you. Every Tuesday morning, I do a live session on my social media. And today, the title, what we're talking about is how to stay calm in chaotic times. So, how to stay calm in chaotic times. And I'd like to just invite you into a conversation around, what's happening right now around the world. We're obviously living in a chaotic time. Our stress levels are going to be, pretty high right now. And just to make sure you can hear me and see me, could you do me a favor and just either, type in, "Hey, John, I can hear you and see you fine," um, or just hit the like, the love, whatever there is on there, just so I can get an idea that you can see me, hear me. I'm outside doing a streaming right now. Thank you. All right. So, hey, Bodan, can you hear me and see me all right? Good video and good sound. Perfect, perfect. It's a beautiful sunny day here in San Diego. I'm sitting on my deck right now. And so anyway, every Tuesday morning I do a live session on my social media channel. And so today is all around how to stay calm in chaotic times. And whether you agree with what governments are doing, whether you don't agree with what governments are doing, or your local state representatives, whether governors, regardless of where you are in the world, I think you'd probably agree that this is an unprecedented time in our history, where the history since many of us are adults. How's that? Um, I'd love to know, how are you feeling about all this? Are you feeling safe? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling certain? Are you feeling uncertain? Are you in a state of chaos? I can tell you here in the U.S., where I live in Southern California, we're basically on a 2-week quarantine, and everybody's been asked to go home, work from home. And so a lot of people are in a state of extreme stress. Jobs are affected. Travel industry is affected. The healthcare system is exploding with stress and chaos, and doctors and nurses, which I want to give a huge big shout out around the world to the doctors and nurses and caregivers around the world for just your amazing work and rising up to the occasion right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're putting yourselves at risk, your families at risk to help and save others. That is highest level of service and my deepest gratitude for you. I think every one of us could be doing what we want to do. And as I mentioned before, what I'm finding really, really interesting in this time is no matter what I post, no matter how neutral I am giving people information, there's always people that think it's bullshit or not, think it's right, wrong, think that it's accurate, inaccurate, it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, that I'm spreading fear versus just spreading knowledge. And so I want to share something with you. When I wanted to do this session today around how to stay calm in chaotic times, you have to understand human psychology and natural human behavior in order to be able to stay calm. And so would you agree that staying calm is something that can help every one of us? So I'm going to give you some tools and techniques, on how to stay calm. I'm going to share with you today the neuroscience of fear. I'll give you a few techniques on how to stay calm, and I'll talk to you about something called flip-flop. And I'm also going to do this. Many of you know I've got a new best-selling book called Inner Size. I'm going to give away 3 or 4 copies to people who share this broadcast so we can get this to the world. So all you've got to do is hit share. We'll see who shares it. We'll choose 2 or 3 people. Actually, let's do this. I'll choose 5 people that'll get my new book, Inner Size, today. So let's talk for just a moment. And again, if you can hear me and see me, just hit the like or the love button, and let me know, where are you from? I'd love to know where you're from as well, from around the world, because this is affecting us all over the world, right? Where are you from? And then as you tell me where you're from, and let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling calm, stressed, uncertain, lacking confidence, lacking certainty, confused, overwhelmed? Which are you feeling right now? Hi there, Ole. Nice to see you. Hey, Michael Phelps. Nice to see you. And Hi, Tina. Let me know. So what are you feeling right now? I'm actually personally feeling calm, confident, and certain in a state of uncertainty. How's that? Calm, confident, and certain in a state of uncertainty. And I'll explain more about that in just a moment. But right now, I want to just talk to you about your brain for just 2 or 3 minutes. So you understand a framework for what might be happening to you, your family, or others. Why some people are panicking, other people couldn't give a shit. Some people are adhering to suggestions at the local or national or international level, and other people are just going, F you, everyone. I'm just going to do my own thing. Yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine who says, well, I really don't like to be alone, so I'm going to go out. And I shared with this individual, I said, but that's, in my opinion, of course, right? Being irresponsible, because if somebody that you come into contact with has a virus and you get it, and then you keep doing this, you're going to spread it faster. Now, I want people to understand one thing about this virus. Will we survive it? Absolutely. It's a virus. We just don't have the antibodies to deal with it right now. And as more people get it and we develop the antibodies, we will overcome it. Right now, it's affecting, a certain percentage of the population, mostly over 70, with, respiratory illness, diabetes, history of smoking. That's who it seems to be affecting a lot. People over 65, 70 years old. But the problem really isn't the virus itself, and this is what most people just don't get. It's the fact that when tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people get the virus at the same time, our healthcare system cannot take care of them. And then our doctors are forced to make decisions of who gets care and who doesn't get care. And that is a heart and gut wrenching decision to have to make when, if the virus was spread out over time, that's called flattening the curve. Instead of a spike in so many of us getting the virus, okay, if we could just flatten the curve and have people get over 30, 60, 90, 180 days a year, that would be okay. But people are panicking that they're going to get the virus. And so just be aware, the virus isn't the problem. It's we are ill-equipped in the United States, especially to test, or we have been for the last 30, 60 days. We're ill-equipped with the number of hospital beds, caregivers who are getting sick, who need to take time off so they don't infect more people in the hospitals and their families. So part of this mass lockdown around the world is to lengthen how long it takes between many of us get it and develop the antibodies to be able to survive through it. Does that make sense? If you understand and agree with that just premise, just tell me, John, that makes sense. Thank you, great, etc. And I'm going to get into a little bit about what is happening, and I'll give you some tools. I also, my team is going to put a link here below. We created a webinar training about an hour long on how to manage fear and uncertainty in tough times, how to manage fear and uncertainty in tough times. So if it's really affecting you, watch the free training. It'll also show you some of the other things that I do. But I want to show you, can you tell me, can you see, whoops, can you see this well, or is it flipping it? Because I'm going to have my team create this. I created this morning. Let me just see. Can you see this? Or is it flipping it? But I want you to take a look over here around safety. Okay, this says safety. And this way, it says survival. Hold on. Let me change this. So safety, survival, pain, energy conservation. So survival, pain, energy conservation. Maybe some of you can type this in. So I want you to understand the evolution of our brain first, right? So our brain is biologically, genetically wired from 2.5 million years of living on this planet Earth, from Homo erectus up until now, for survival first. Above all else, survival. And so anytime that there is anything, any thought, any emotion, any idea, any pathogen, any person, thing that could affect our survival, okay? And since the number one priority is safety, anything that could affect our survival, it triggers the fear response, the fight, flight, freeze, or faint response system in the brain. When that happens, cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine, adrenaline kick in, and we will either fight it, flee, run away, right? Fight, flight, freeze, or faint. Fight, flight, freeze, or faint. Those are the 4 automatic reactions when our survival is in jeopardy. So the number one priority of yours and my brain, okay, is survival. That's okay. I'm cool with that. So we're going to have this automatic fear response, and then many of us will react, and some will even panic into, unrealistic in many cases behaviors. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, give me a like or a love or a high five or something. The second responsibility of our brain, okay, is to help us avoid any pain. And so the question is, what kind of pain? And the answer is any mental pain, right? Mental discomfort, any emotional pain or discomfort, any physical pain or discomfort. And right now, as the markets are crashing and businesses are closing and our jobs are in jeopardy, and everybody's in a state of, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Financial pain. So any mental, emotional, physical, or financial pain is going to activate the fear response in your brain. Totally normal, totally okay. And then many people are going to react. Okay, oh my God, what should I do? Should I sell my stock? Should I go get another job? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What if this happens to me? So fear shifts into reaction if you don't have the skill. And when you have fear, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, otherwise known as stress. Does this make sense? I just want to explain to you again what's happening in your brain and the people's brain around you automatically without thinking. And again, if you're enjoying this, I'm going to give away 5 of my new best-selling book, Inner Size, for those of you who share it. I want to get this message to the world. So share this stream, okay? And we'll pick 5 people who are going to get this book. We'll ship it to you, and I'll sign it as well. So because we are biologically wired as the highest function part of our brain for safety and to avoid pain and for survival, the next thing that your brain is wired to do is save energy. So save energy. So what does that mean? It means that it's going to default to your path of least resistance. So instead of thinking, instead of overriding the fear signal so that you can respond by staying calm, you do that by upgrading your knowledge, and your knowledge around what is the threat, your knowledge around how do you stay calm so you can respond instead of being in a state of fear or doubt or worry and anxiety, which is going to cause an automatic reaction. Does this make sense? Again, I'm showing you the neuromechanics of this and the psychology of what's going on. If it makes sense, hit the like or the love button so I can see it fluttering on there, or leave me a comment, right? So the key is fear is normal. Fear is okay. Having doubt is okay. Worrying, anxiety, these are automatic reactions because we're lacking knowledge around the situation. We're lacking skill about what to do with it, so we can't stay calm. We can't respond because we are being driven in this direction to react and panic. Have I got your attention so far? So first and foremost, there's nothing wrong with you, okay? You are biologically, neurologically wired to do this because survival, safety, avoidance of pain, conservation of energy is the natural, automatic, billions of years of evolution and millions of years of Homo erectus to Homo sapien being on Earth, developing this skill for survival and avoidance of pain. Avoidance of mental pain, emotional pain, physical and financial. So when you see this monstrous sell-off in the marketplace, it's financial pain. So financial pain causes fear, and people react and unload, unload, unload. Now, what do you think, for example, a lot of smart investors are doing right now? They probably didn't react, but they responded because they understand herd mentality. People who don't have the knowledge or the skills or the abilities right now to be able to respond. But a lot of the marketplace, if you take a look at what happened in 2008, 2009, there was a massive sell-off, for example, but then all of the smart investors responded in a calm way because they have knowledge, and they doubled, tripled, quintupled their money over a period of time because they acted, okay, calmly, without, with knowledge, without being in a state of ignorance. They were in a state of awareness and knowledge. So, does that make sense so far? Okay, I'm going to have my team put this graph together. I just made it this morning for you so that I can show you a little graph. If you want to take a picture of it, here you go. Take a picture of that. And I think some of you are seeing it upside down. Let me know, do you see it upside down on social media? Let me know if you're seeing this upside down, okay? If you are, I'm going to have one created and we'll post it a little bit later. And again, if you want to have a chance to win one of my best-selling books, Inner Science, The New Science to Unlock Your Brain's Hidden Power, just share this stream and we'll do that. Okay, so how do you stay calm in doubtful times, stressful times, times where there's chaos and uncertainty and everybody's panicking? We have been wired. If you look at what animals do, okay, in the wild, is the herd is listening, watching, smelling, and as soon as there is a signal of danger, small or big, they all take off. Well, we are watching each other behave, and in the absence of knowledge, skills, and the ability to respond, we just follow the crowd. So how do you stay calm in the chaos? How do you stay calm in the chaos? And the answer is with practice. So first and foremost, knowledge gives you the ability to perceive reality differently. Knowledge gives you the ability to perceive reality differently. So the reality for you is different than the reality for me. But that can come from either practice or experience, or having gone through something like this before. And so many of you that are students of mine that are on right now already know that one of the things that's the most important is when we're in a state, okay, so let me go back to the chart. When we're in a state of doubt, worry, anxiety, fear, stress, that means that one of the two systems in your brain has activated. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system. It is the part of your brain that shifts blood flow. It's a part of your brain, that regulates heartbeat. It's a part of your brain that releases, different neurotransmitters on whether you need more adrenaline, more get up and go neurochemicals in your bloodstream. So when the sympathetic nervous system is activated, okay, the thinking part of your brain actually releases or loses some blood, and it goes to that motor cortex, just in case you have to run away from that saber-toothed tiger. But it's not the part of your brain that is the most conducive in a time like this where we need to stay calm so we could look at what's actually happening and just think a little bit with our higher cortical functions. And that is our left prefrontal cortex, what I call the Einstein part of the brain. And so how do you move from a state of fear and reaction to a state of respond and calm? First is you educate yourself on, okay, what is, in this particular case, what is this virus? Okay, how dangerous is it? How dangerous is it to you? Are there measures that you could be taking in order to protect yourself, your family, and each other? Right? Don't just think of yourself. Let's think of each other as we are going through this together. Let's raise our level of knowledge and awareness, because knowledge and awareness gives us the ability to make different choices. Now, the best way to do this, and one of the things I teach, is the first thing that you can do just to learn how to switch from your sympathetic nervous system to your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calm and respond system, versus the reactive system in the brain. So it's okay to have worry, doubt, fear, but don't stay there. That's an automatic, subconscious, biological, millions of years of evolution reaction for safety. Okay? Great. So you can go, oh my God, what's going on? But then stop. Easiest way to do it is through 6 to 10 breaths first. Now, I've been taking 6 to 10 breaths like every half an hour as I'm reading stuff, watching stuff, understanding stuff, reading comments on my posts and people posting stuff that's just not accurate, and challenging the facts and the science because of ignorance, not knowing. Ignorance does not mean you're stupid. Ignorance just means I don't know, or I think I know, but I don't know, and I have these certain beliefs, and my beliefs will override everything else because beliefs drive perspective and behaviors. But when you take 6 deep breaths in through your nose gently and out through your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw, and the reason for blowing out through your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw is it causes you to focus on your breath and nothing else. And by focusing on the breath and by breathing in and out very, very slowly in, so you see, in a state of panic, in a state of stress, in a state of anxiety, in a state of uncertainty, in a state of not knowing what to do, our heartbeat starts to race a little bit faster. Our blood pressure increases, right? Blood is moved away from our left prefrontal cortex into, the get up and run, react mode, and that's not the best nervous system activation that you want. You want to be in the calm and respond system so that you are actually in control instead of reacting automatically. So the breathing, the simple breath, signals to your brain. You see, you have to override the reactive part of your brain, and you signal back to your brain, calm down so that I can think, calm down so I can respond, calm down so that I could be in control of what I do versus reacting automatically. So that's number one. So take 6, calm the circuits, is to shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system. If you want to add another little twist to it, just caress yourself, which may sound stupid or dumb, but if you just caress yourself, a gentle caress signals to the brain to calm down versus be on high alert and take off. So there are simple little techniques that anybody could do. You don't need to spend a nickel to do that. Now, once you're in a calm and relaxed state, you can be in a high alert state and still be relaxed, right? Astronauts, Navy SEALs, firefighters, police officers, they could be relaxed in a very high alert state. Now you're taking advantage of the epinephrine or cortisol norepinephrine. Now you're using it for a highly alert state. Now in a highly alert state, you say, okay, I'm going to move to inner size number 2, which is called Aya, awareness. Awareness of what am I thinking? Awareness of your thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, and the behaviors you're engaged in. Awareness is what gives you choice. Choice is what gives you the freedom. Okay, but in a state of reaction, you've given up choice. You are reacting automatically based on your highest level of training and skill. Stop. Stop, get smarter, level up your IQ, level up your skills on how to manage yourself better. In times like this, mental and emotional and physical management of self is paramount. Okay, people get slaughtered when they are acting out of ignorance and out of a reactive state when times are stressful like this. So in doing inner size number 2, awareness of thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, and behaviors without judgment, blame, shame, guilt, or justification, just pure awareness. It's the awareness of you observing what's going on in here and in your heart and in your gut that you can start to make better, educated, smart decisions. So awareness first, then the intention. The I in Aya is intention. What's your intention? Well, my intention is to make smart decisions. My intention is to be calm. My intention is to be focused on safety. My intention is to be focused on myself, my family, my neighborhood, my fellow human beings. Great. Okay, great. That's a great intention. Now, what's one action step you could take towards that intention? Right? So instead of reacting automatically because of doubt, worry, anxiety, and stress, now the same fear signal is there, but now because you're calm, because you're going to raise your level of knowledge, you're going to be able to respond. Now, what do you prefer? Reacting automatically or responding? And the answer is, well, I want to respond. I want to be in more control. More control reduces my stress. More control reduces my anxiety. More control reduces my uncertainty. More control gives me more confidence. Well, guess what? If you have more control, more confidence, more certainty, you're going to be able to navigate better versus being frantic. So it's a function of really educating yourself, right? So the inner size number 1, take 6, calm the circuits, deactivates your stress center. Inner size number 2 makes you aware. And I'm going to give you another bonus inner size. I mentioned if you share this streaming today, I'm going to choose 5 winners from whoever shares it, and I'll sign a book for you. It's my inner size book. And then, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, my team's going to put up a link for you if you want to go deeper into understanding what I'm talking about and you're like to educate yourself. There's a link to sign up for How to Manage Fear and Uncertainty in Tough Times, which is a much deeper understanding of all of this. And please feel free to sign up for that if you like. Okay, so number 3, it's a little bit more of an elevated skill, but it's called flip-flop. It's the inner size called flip-flop Actors Studio. Flip-flop Actors Studio. Imagine this. You get a tap on the shoulder, and Steven Spielberg says, hey, you look like the type of person we would love to have in a Hollywood movie. And if you are chosen, I'll pay you $5 million to play the role. Now you might initially be fearful, you might have doubt, you might have worry, you might have anxiety. But if you said, I'm up for the challenge, what if Steven Spielberg says, I want you to get really freaking angry right now, okay? And I want you to pretend that you're really angry right now. And then I want you to pretend that you're really kind and sweet and nice. And then I want you to be sad, like, oh my God. And then I want you to be exuberantly happy. Now, what did I just do? Every actor learns how to shift, right? Learns how to shift from this emotion to this emotion, from this focus to that focus, from this tone of voice to that tone of voice, from feeling happy or sad, or angry or mad, really mad, on demand. Well, since you have emotions and you're not your emotions, can you flip the switch from negativity to positivity, from ignorance to knowledge, from danger to safety? Can you learn how to better manage your emotions, the energy that's in motion in your body? Of course you can, but if you haven't been skilled in practicing this, then you become a victim of the emotion that's playing out because of the neurons firing in your brain as a result of the meanings you have given things at the subconscious level, or your lack of knowledge, or your lack of skill. So that means that you and I we're ignorant, right? That just means I don't know how. But can you learn how? And the answer is, of course you can learn how. And when you learn how, you have more skill. When you have more skill, you have more control. When you have more control, you have more confidence and certainty. And that is what reduces the fear, the doubt, the worry, the anxiety, and the stress. That puts you on this side, okay, of your brain's genius to be able to have knowledge so you can stay calm, so you could respond, so that you are safe and you achieve all of these things. Does this make sense? Okay. There is a neuroscience and a neuropsychology to human behavior, to emotions, to thoughts, to feelings. And in the absence of having all of the skills, then guess what we do? We fall on this side of the equation. We just are victims of the circumstance. We're victims of the environment. We're victims, okay? And then we are going to fall onto this side. And here's the thing to understand. Calmness, peace, the ability to respond is within you. So is fear. It's in every human being. Every brain is the same. You just have to learn how to use it a little bit better. Okay. I think I've shared with you everything that I had on my show notes, all right, for you. I'm going to have my team create this so I can post it, okay, for you today. Hopefully today. My team is all working from home, so I'll let them know. If you want a copy of my Inner Size it's not New York Times bestseller yet. It is an Amazon #1 bestseller. If you share the broadcast today, then I'm going to choose 5 people and we'll ship it to you, and we will ship it anywhere in the world. I normally only do United States or Canada, but since I have such an international audience right now, I will ship it anywhere. 5 of you will win that. And then if you want to go deeper into this and you really want to, as opposed to just having awareness of all this, you want to go deeper, I've created a free webinar called How to Manage Fear and Uncertainty in Tough Times, and there's a link below. Okay. That's what I got for you. Every Tuesday, I'm doing a live session at 9 a.m. California time. When it's pretty out, I do it here on my deck at home. And if it's not, then I do it either in my home office or one of our other locations. And thank you. I appreciate you. High five. Did you enjoy this? Leave me a comment if you enjoyed this. Leave me a high five. Give me a couple likes. If you really liked it, give me a couple loves. Listen, we're going to get through this together, this challenging time. We have to help each other. Well, I guess we don't have to, but let's operate from a higher level of humanity, from a higher level of awareness and knowledge and intelligence. The killer application is love, and love means we're sharing. Killer application is abundance, not scarcity. The killer application is giving, not taking. The killer application for all of us is to hold hands, to connect, because we are a human species that loves to connect. But when we are in a state of helping each other, when we lift as we climb, when we discover something, let's share it. Let's not shame each other, blame each other. Let's operate from a place of humanity, right? But operate from a place of knowledge, operate from a place of awareness, operate from a place that we will get through this, level up your skills, and guess what? This time will serve humanity. We are going to go through a very challenging time as this wave hits the world from China first, in Europe now, United States, Canada, South America. The wave is somewhere around 3-4 months from beginning, till we see, a break. And guess what? Okay, be aware. What does the wave? We already have some history of what's been happening in China with this. Let's learn from that. What's happening in Italy? What's happening in Spain? What's happening in Singapore? We have information as to what we have done well, what we have not done well. Let's learn from that, and let's all of us do what we have done well. All right, let's learn from the stuff that hasn't worked or doesn't work, and let's apply what does work. That's how we learn as a species. That's how you go, right, from a reactive fear, when we doubt when we don't have enough information. We worry when we don't have enough information. We have anxiety and stress when we don't have information. Well, let's shift to let's gain the knowledge first from trusted sources, and I've placed a lot of them, in the feeds already. Let's stay calm so we can respond. We will be safe. We will be okay. And over a period of time, we will thrive again, okay? Everything happens in cycles, all right? Good times, bad times, the tide goes out, the tide comes in. Challenging times, the markets go up, the markets go down. We make money, we don't. All of it's a cycle. Right now, for many of us, is a downward cycle, and we shall rise. But guess what you've got to focus on? Managing what's happening right now, preparing for what's going to happen, okay? With every dip, there's also an up. So up, 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 up. Together we go. I'll be here every Tuesday, and I'm doing a lot of other live stuff. Okay, thank you. High fives. I actually am going to go now. Well, thank you for sharing this, and bye to all my friends around the world. I appreciate you. Bye-bye now.